Okay, so what's your first name?
Wendy.
Wendy, and what's wrong, Wendy?
I've about 3 or 4 conditions. I've got fibromyalgia, and I've got Sjogren's syndrome,
Yep.
and bronchiectasis.
Yep.
So my whole body's dry. I've got no saliva glands.
That would be horrible, wouldn't it?
Yeah. So my eyes are always dry. My windpipe,
Yep.
and well, I've got 40% in both lungs
Right, okay.
capacity, but I've got fibromyalgia, and that affects me all the way down my neck, into my shoulders, but then all the way down my spine and into my hips
Right.
and left knee.
All right. Okay. Now, no saliva glands.
Mm.
Okay, tell me more about that. What happened to...
And Sjogren's syndrome is a condition where when you have a virus,
Yep.
your body then acts really weird and attacks your glands.
Yep.
So when it attacks the glands, well, they damage them.
Yes.
So you get infections easier. So I'm on constant antibiotics.
Right.
I'm on a lot of tablets,
Right.
about 16 a day.
Wow. Okay. So, autoimmune diseases, I'll give you another example. Type 1 diabetes is an autoimmune disease. When you get a particular virus, the virus mimics the islet cells in the pancreas. The islet cells manufacture insulin. As your immune system fights off the virus, it takes out the islet cells as well, and thereafter you can't produce insulin. Yeah, this is a similar, it's an autoimmune condition where your own immune system has taken out your own saliva glands. It'd be really nice to fix that tonight then, wouldn't it, eh?
Oh, yeah.
Game on!
Save her carrying bottles and bottles of water around with her.
Wow.
Yeah, and remind me your name again.
Wendy.
Wendy, cool. Okay, right. Okay. Cool. Oh yeah, I've got, there is humour, so one surgeon was saying, where do I begin? And one of the junior ones, I'll take the knee. Isn't that funny? I think that's so funny. So we are going to start on the knee, because he's going to work on the knee first, just to remove that energy out of the space. Okay. While this is happening, they're working on the whole of Wendy. They're working on everything. All the tissues, all the muscles, all the sinews. Okay, now this is the really interesting thing with your bodies. Right, there's a cell biologist, his name is Bruce Lipton. He's written an excellent book, it's called The Biology of Belief. There's also a very good clip of film on YouTube, it's called The Most Important Hour of Your Life. I'm a big Bruce Lipton fan. Bruce, if you're watching, I would love to work with you. Right, so Bruce was a cell biologist, hope I've got this right, Bruce, at the University, Harvard Medical School, and one day he threw his hands up and said, I can't do this anymore, I just can't teach this because it's not right. And he's gone and he's done his own science. One of the things that Bruce was curious in was, what is the brain of the cell? What is the brain of the cell? And it's not the nucleus. You would think it was the nucleus, but it's not. If you take a cell and you take out the nucleus using a process of denucleation, the cell still lives. If it was the brain of the cell, it would continue, it would just die. If you took out the brain, it would die. So what is the brain of the cell? The brain of the cell is the membrane. Membrane? Ha-ha, membrane. The membrane determines what comes into the cell in terms of nutrients and what waste matter goes out. Yeah, if you remove the membrane of a cell, the cell dies instantaneously. So, some other of Bruce's work is this. He's taken stem cells are fetal cells, he's multiplied them until he's got hundreds of thousands of cells, and he's split them into 3 petri dishes. In one solution, they've grown fat, in another solution, they've grown bone, in another solution, they've grown muscle. So what determines what your cells does is the environment. Think about it, if you've grown up in a different environment, you'd be different. Yeah? So a big factor for us with health is the environment that that we're exposed to. So in working with the knee, what they're doing is they're changing the environment of the knee so that the cells of the knee can feel better. When we feel better, feel our feelings better, we start feeling better. All right, so I know Wendy's got lots stored up over the years. Okay, right, Wendy, just go like that with that leg first.
It's not clinking.
Right, go walking on it.
Yes. Yeah, it's good.
It's good, cool,
Yeah,
cool,
yeah,
cool.
yeah.
Right, okay, now you can sit down. Now we're doing all the way through, okay, so. Now, right, more Bruce Lipton stuff, and apologies to Bruce if I'm misquoting him, all right, so what Bruce explains is that every cell in your body, on the surface of the cell there are 100,000 receptors, and it's these receptors that are sensing the environment, is it safe or not, what nutrients are out there, what harmful chemicals or bacteria or viruses are out there, and then sending a signal into the cell. All right, so the receptors are made out of sugars, and the signal that comes in response to what the receptors find out, that's a protein. All right, now that purple powder is PXP. The first P is polysaccharides, many sugars, that's to build receptors, multiplied by X, the power of polypeptides, the full range of amino acids and proteins. So the stimulus response of all your cells improves when you get the right nutrients into the cells, when you do. So every cell has got 100,000 receptors on the surface, and it's these receptors that allow the cells to communicate with each other, and when they communicate with each other, guess what? You get well. When a cell doesn't have these receptors on the surface, such as a cancer cell, or a cell that is behaving in a cancerous way, the receptors are there or not there or damaged. So the new science, if you like, for modern medicine, the one that they're all chasing each other to get ahead with, is called glycobiology, or glycoscience. Glyco means sweet. And they've realised that cell communication is all about these receptors, and the receptors are made of sugars. Now what we do know about these receptors is they're made of 8 essential sugars, and these 8 essential sugars occur naturally in the human diet when a fruit ripens on a tree. But in our world now, the fruit is being picked before it's ripe. Yeah? Back in the 1950s, when the supermarkets came along, too much fruit was going off, and so they messed around with the plant sterols. The plant sterols do 3 things. They make the fruit ripen, they make the fruit rot, and they protect the fruit from disease. When did you last see a piece of fruit rot? It can sit in your fruit bowl forever. A bit like a McDonald's. Just be careful putting that one online. Have you ever seen that one with the McDonald's?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
it's interesting, eh? Where did I see that? Somewhere in New Zealand. Anyway, so the plant sterols make the fruit ripen, they make the fruit rot, and they protect the fruit from disease. So, but once we've feffed around with plant sterols, it means our bodies are no longer getting the 8 essential nutrients. Guess why they're called essential nutrients? They're essential, we need them to survive. And that is why a lot of people, they're eating healthy diets, but they're feeling like they're not getting the nutrition out of the food. You're missing you're missing these 8 essential sugars. So in America and other countries, the pharmaceutical drug companies are falling over themselves to do this glyco science. Lucky for me, I have it in a jar over there. I reckon, personal opinion, I'm 10 years ahead of them. Yeah, because I've already got a product that is all natural, that rebuilds the antennae on the surface of the scalp of the cell. How do I know that? Because I've seen what's happened in my body for 2.5 years. Now, Wendy, how are you feeling in your head? Light, clear?
Yeah, a bit clear, a lot clearer.
A lot clearer, cool.
Mm.
Right, moving down into your neck. So the purple powder it's been around now for 15 years, but it was first thought of as an idea by an American chap called Russ Hall, who had this epiphany, if only we can get energy into cells, cells could heal themselves. And that's what he spent his whole life looking for. I consider he is a very, very, very special human, and I consider that the product's fallen in my lap because I know what it does. But don't take my word for it, try it. Tonight you can get your ticket price off the cast of a jar, and you can try it for a month for basically £1 a day to try it, just to see what it does for you. In a month you should know, have you got increased energy? Are you sleeping better? Have aches and pains started to disappear? Is digestion improved? You'll know what it does for you, because I don't know what it's going to do for you. All I know is that it's going to put energy into your system. Some of you will detox with it. That's a good thing. Detox is good. So if you start getting a bit headachy, or a runny nose, or a slightly queasy tummy, don't panic, don't stop taking it. It's detox. Detox is a good thing. Detox will happen head down, inside out, and it's always short-lived, always short-lived. Right, how are you feeling at the moment?
Yeah, relaxed.
Relax, cool. Right, walk around again for me. Notice how you feel. She's smiling. Yeah, any aches or pains anywhere?
No.
No, that's pretty good, isn't it? Right, notice dryness. Any difference?
Yeah, it's still the same.
It's still feeling dry. Sit down. Cool. Let's see what we can do for this. Can you imagine in this heat feeling dry, not being able to swallow? God, how awful must that be? So we are going to pull out all the stops for Wendy. Cool. And I just got to ask, how many of you are getting really dry in the throat, just feeling empathy for it? Yeah? This is the power of the group, okay? I can do much more for Wendy because of the group. Yeah, as you feel love and compassion for her, there's more energy that can be, okay, that can be used, okay. Just going to check how you're feeling. Yep, anything that you noticed while that sound was going through you?
I noticed like a tingling on my lips, and then you know the sensation that you get when saliva comes,
Yeah.
which I haven't had for about 6 years. I could feel, but I haven't got saliva in my
No,
mouth.
but you've
I
got
had
the
to
sensation.
Yeah, the sensation. So.
How exciting, eh? Cool. So we might just have to think of lemons. Lemons does it, doesn't it?
Yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah, cool.
and sort of the sensation's still there.
Yeah.
So,
We, we, we're going to watch this space and you'll have to keep us advised of what happens.
Yeah, I will do.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Give a
thanks
round
ever
of
so much.